It's Oscars week. What to expect at this year's ceremony? Who will win the Best Picture prize? Plus, Beyonce and Billie Eilish are performing.
That's right, and it's all coming up right now on The Tape. Hey everyone, and welcome to The Take. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister.
And I'm Clayton Davis, and we're here to give you our take on some of the week's biggest stories. And it's the most wonderful week of the year. It's Oscar week.
Yes, this is your week. You're our awards editor.
I'm built for this.
You're built for this. You literally prepare for it all year long, and now Oscar Sunday
We're here.
is on the horizon. And this is going to be a real return to the Academy Awards. After a couple of COVID shows, we are back at the Dolby Theater. Now, make no mistake, there are, of course, major COVID precautions. Everybody is going to be tested who is there. The two of us, we've been tested already a handful of times this week with more COVID tests to come because we'll be on the red carpet together. But as I said, back at the Dolby, there are three hosts this year: Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and Regina Hall. And the man behind the show, producer Will Packer, just spoke to our very own Clayton Davis. What did he tell you?
Listen, Will Packer is a very smart guy. His movies have grossed more than $1 billion at the box office. He thinks about the entertainment factor first, and he wants to build an entertaining show. Now listen, the Academy and Packer have both gotten a lot of flack for taking 8 categories, pre-taping them, and clipping them into the show. However, he's treating this like the Super Bowl. Not everyone watches football, but the NFL has built an experience around a game that
you can't miss.
That a lot of people don't know who's playing half the time, but they come in for the commercials, they come in for the halftime show, who's performing, and they come in for who's singing the national anthem and so forth. So he's really trying to build that experience. The Academy gets a lot of things wrong, a lot, and Lord knows someone who loves them can acknowledge that. But I think they're really trying to cast a wide net and get people watching again.
I mean, look, ratings, not just for the Oscars, for award shows across the board have been down on a steep decline for years. This was already happening before the pandemic. But you mentioned the Super Bowl. We're going to get to this later, but they did get Beyonce. So they're doing something right, and I'm excited to tune in. But they also have brought on a really random but very A-list cast of presenters who are going to be there throughout the show. We have everyone from Jennifer Garner to Shaun White, not someone that you would think of. DJ Khaled. Who else is coming?
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
Listen, that hodgepodge looks interesting, to say the least, but it may be feeding into an experience that we don't know what's going to happen yet. Hopefully it's going to be fun, it'll be entertaining, and we can all enjoy it, because Lord knows last year was not it. We're still moving forward, though.
Yes.
But what's going to happen this weekend, we don't know. What we do know is that CODA won the Producers Guild of America Award this past weekend, one of the most critical precursors to what wins Best Picture. Right now, it seems to be a death match between CODA and Power of the Dog. Will Smith, very heavily favored to still win Best Actor. Best Actress completely wide open, where any of the 5 can win, including Jessica Chastain, Penelope Cruz, and Kristen Stewart. We have a race for the ages. I am excited for it. However, I think we're going to see our first streamer win Best Picture. And that has been a race for some time, and Netflix has been gunning for it.
They've been campaigning for years.
For years. And Apple, I'll be honest, I never considered that they could be the first ones to do it. And here they are, breaking history. Stats are going to fall on the weekend if it actually wins. It's going to be a very interesting ceremony.
So maybe you never considered that it might win, but I will give you credit because you've been saying right here on the show for a long time that we should all be paying attention to CODA.
Yeah.
I said a few weeks ago that happens to be my personal favorite film of Oscar season. And let's take a step back at something that you said. This is a race for which streamer can win. For those who don't know, a streaming service has never won Best Picture, which seems really insane when you think about it. But this is going to be World War III, Netflix versus Apple. Who's going to win? My prediction, I think that CODA is going to win Best Picture. But you just said with the Best Actress race that you think it's wide open. You think that?
Yeah, I think it could be any of those 5 in theory. And listen, this also proves that timing is everything. Because CODA, when the cast won at the SAG Awards, that was 4 days after the invasion in Ukraine. People are looking for a positive message and hope for the future. you can't get better than Coda.
No, I mean, it's a feel-good film. Oftentimes, we don't have a happy feel-good film at the Oscars, so I think that people really were ready for that. But okay, you spoke about Best Actress. Now let's talk about the actor race, because this, I think, might be one of the A-list most stacked categories. Denzel against Will, of course. 2 decades ago, Denzel beat Will. Then you also have Andrew Garfield, Benedict Cumberbatch. What do you think is going to happen there?
I mean, Will Smith has won everything leading to the show. Only one person has been able to win the Oscar after losing all the televised ceremonies in the modern era. The person who did that was Denzel Washington. I think Will Smith has it. Andrew Garfield, though, that's Spider-Man. He could web sling in there and take it from him, but I do think it's Will Smith.
Tick, Tick, Boom.
Tick, Tick, Boom, yes.
Making sure that people aren't confused. He's not nominated for Spider-Man, but the
Unfortunately
Spidey fans might come out. Someone who probably is going to win is Ariana DeBose from West Side Story in the supporting actress race. But her co-star, Rachel Zegler, was not only not nominated, but she says that she wasn't invited to the Oscars. One of the biggest stories that has been lighting up social media this week is Rachel Zegler responded to a comment on her Instagram from a fan and said that she won't be at the Oscars because she wasn't invited. Well, this started an entire brouhaha online, and now she is going to be there as a presenter. Let's get into this. So first, can you talk about, because I know you know all the ins and outs, even if you are a major star, how hard is it to get a ticket? Because there aren't that many seats to give up at the Oscars.
Yeah, so this is one time the Academy did not step into this. You know, they give a certain amount of tickets to studios. They give it to whoever they want. Then every nominee obviously is invited. They get a +1 in every category that they're nominated in. So for instance, Steven Spielberg is nominated for Best Picture and Director, so he gets 2 +1s. So Zegler not being invited, she's also filming Snow White, you know, in London, a COVID bubble. If you shut that down, we're talking about hundreds and thousands of dollars, but this got a lot of pickup. So now she's gonna come in as a presenter and be able to celebrate with her cast and everyone that's there in the event that West Side Story wins Best Picture. But this is something that, you know, everyone would love to go to the Oscars, but not everyone does. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close was nominated for Best Picture a few years ago. It was a decade ago. The lead star, Thomas Horn, he didn't attend the ceremony. So it's not uncommon, but it is important that if you have Ariana DeBose about to become the second Latina to win an Oscar, her Latina co-star should be, you know, in the room when that happens.
Absolutely. And look, this just wasn't good press for Disney. This was not the week that they wanted to step into it with all of the walkouts with their employees for the Don't Say Gay controversy. And I think this just really goes to show that in this day and age, you're a young star with a social media platform. A few years ago, I don't think that a young star would have spoken out against the Academy, against the studio, even if they are #1 on the call sheet in Snow White and were in production. This just shows that she really garnered her fan base and obviously got attention.
And she's able to steer it in her direction. But listen, that's gonna be one of the exciting things of the ceremony. But one of the other exciting things of the ceremony are gonna be the musical performances. They have announced that Beyonce, Billie Eilish, Phineas, Sebastian Yarka, and Reba McEntire will be performing the original songs nominated at this year's ceremony. Van Morrison, who wrote and sang Down to Joy from the film Belfast, will not attend the ceremony because he is on tour. So we're going to get 4 of the songs that are nominated on the telecast. Variety exclusively reported that Beyonce is in talks to maybe perform her song Be Alive from King Richard at Luders Park, where Venus and Serena Williams played with their dad when they were growing up, learning to become the best tennis players in all of history. And then they would perform it there and then come to the show right after. They didn't say in the press release that they would be playing at the Dolby, but they did say that she will be performing. So what that looks like is still TBD.
Yes, and look, I've got to give a shout out to our colleague, Matt Donnelly. He broke that scoop. I don't think it made people too happy because, of course, they want to keep everything with Beyonce under lock and a surprise. But as you said, while they did confirm that Beyonce will be performing, we don't know the ins and outs of that. I think it would be so cool to see her performing on the tennis courts from Compton. That would be a major moment. In Matt's piece, he also said that Will Smith might be there at the tennis courts with her and then would be racing to get to his seat for the ceremony. So we'll see. There's still some surprises in store. We don't know everything that's going to happen. They're obviously still in discussion.
Yeah, and we do know that they're going to be performing. We don't talk about Bruno during the telecast, even though it's not nominated. We know the full cast will be doing it. We don't know when or where it's going to happen, but we're excited, and we might see Lin-Manuel become an EGOT.
An EGOT, yes.
It's going to be a really good, tight race. I'm excited for it. But
yes.
The Oscars are coming fast and furious, and we're ready for it.
Yes, we are ready for them. Of course, the Oscars are this Sunday, and right after the ceremony, The Take will be back with a special post-Oscars edition, so make sure to tune in, and we'll see you then.
Thanks for watching.